Motor Addicts top. Look how tidy I look. I haven't got those rough ones that Stu got me.
Weight, you look anorexic.
Yeah, well, that's the second person that said that, so no. Don't comment below. I haven't lost weight. I'm getting slim. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, regardless of that, right, let's look at the thing that's taking more attention than me, regrettably. It's this Ford Mustang. Coyote Supercharged, Whipple Supercharged, 1000 horsepower. Like it's an everyday thing to have 1000 horsepower in a daily car. It runs, drives, and does everything a normal car does, only it's 3 times the power. So, Mike is the guy that owns this car. We're gonna have a chat to him and see what's going on. But if you want to drive a daily 1000 horsepower car, this is the one. Just give me a nod or something. Okay, so we're going, are we? Right, great. Anyway, so this is the perfect time for a car to turn up and just disrupt our filming. So there we go. We're here with Mike. Mike, thank you so much for coming along today, mate.
No worries.
So we're here at MAP. I mean, I'm pretty much obsessed with what's going on in that garage because it's a really awesome looking garage inside. But this car was built at MAP.
It was. Using
HP Tuner software, but the link's in the description below. We'll talk about that more in a second. But HP Tuners have hooked us up with this car and done a fantastic job tuning it. Now, I mean, let's face it, stands out, doesn't it? Let's face it.
Just a little bit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you were making a statement when you bought it. What if you could give us a quick rundown of like the bullet points of the car? I mean, what's the most notable bullet points about it?
Well, it's obviously it's a 5-litre Mustang GT. It's a Gen 5 Whipple Supercharger. 10 rib race system, stage 2 smaller pulley, so it's 3625, 1000cc injectors, full baller exhaust system, American racing headers. The list is endless.
Yeah.
So that's just the engine. Then you've got the GT350R brakes, so racing brakes, help it stop.
So it goes and it stops.
Goes and it stops.
Yeah.
And again, like you guys mentioned, it's tuned and it's just over 1000 horsepower.
I mean, 1000 horsepower. But when you say it, that doesn't sound like a really heavily built car to make 1000 horsepower. It's got stock pistons, stock rims.
It's completely stock
bottom end.
Yep, completely stock.
Stock heads, I presume.
Stock heads, yep, stock cams, everything.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
apart from the giant Whipple.
Well, yeah, exactly.
To the top.
But it doesn't. So with the cams being stock and everything else, it hasn't got the lumpy idle and all the stuff that getting hot and all the stuff that goes with that. It's just starts and runs like a normal car.
Like an everyday car. Yeah.
That's nuts, isn't it? That is crazy. I mean, to get that sort of power, anyone that tunes their own car and has done this sort of stuff, 1000 horsepower 20 or 30 years ago would have been a major amount of work and
massive
engine build and all this sort of stuff.
I mean, I never thought this thing would take get to 1000 horsepower. Well, when these guys told me it was, I'm like, wow.
Get cracking then, let's go.
Let's go.
So let's have a quick look around it. Do you mind popping the lid for us?
Yes,
let's have a look what's going on under here.
Let's show you.
It's so bright. I should have bought sunglasses today. And the supercharger's still just as bright. So this isn't, the blower's not something that the engine would have come with anyway. This is an aftermarket kit.
This is completely aftermarket, Whipple Supercharged, painted in triple yellow to match the car.
Yeah, standards, yeah.
Standard stuff. Again, so obviously 10 rib system.
Yeah.
So it's built to take whatever it gets thrown at it.
Yeah, yeah. It's so tidy. I love everything looks like it has a place, like it's a factory fitted
like it's
item.
supposed to be there, yeah.
Yeah. Even like hose clips are black and all that stuff. It's just neat, really, really neat.
Yeah. I mean, I have so many people asking me, did it come like this?
It looks like it.
And exactly, it looks like it, but no, that's the modifications.
It's so tidy. I want to just point out as well, which you might have got in the beauty shots. So this has got a charge cooler in it, isn't it?
It has got a charge cooler.
And you wouldn't see, I didn't think that straight away, but the in and outs for the coolant hoses for the charge cooler are here, and they run to the charge cooler right at the front. So it's got an air to, I think the other way you would say it is an air to water intake cooler. So it's cooling the air down as it's coming in. But for a turbocharged car, you'd expect to see a big intercooler on the front or a charge cooler, but this is presumably, it's all built in part of the charge cooler assembly. The supercharger assembly.
Yeah.
That's just nuts.
So from here to around here, it's just radiators,
All
coolers.
radiators, yeah.
Just to keep everything at optimal temperatures.
It's so tidy. Big brakes as well. Like, is it on standard suspension?
No, it's lowered on Steeder springs.
Right.
All around. Like I say, GT350R brakes.
Yes, they're enormous. Yeah. I saw that.
They're 15.5-inch discs
Yeah.
alone. 20-inch Velgun wheels wrapped in PS4 tyres.
Jeez. And what about inside? Is it pretty standard inside?
Pretty standard inside. You know, I wanted to keep it as comfortable as it came out of the factory.
Yeah.
I think the real noticeable thing is the bright yellow seat belts.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice, you know.
Try and match the car.
Look at that. I like that.
You better make sure your t-shirt's clean.
Do you know what? So are these factory?
No,
not?
I've had those done by the guys at MAP.
So you can have custom belts made?
Custom belts made. I've
Oh,
got bright
man.
yellow ones. I could have had bright red, bright green, bright blue.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know
Yeah.
you could get that because I've got to get harnesses for the Datsun, and I wanted to get something that
Yeah.
matches. But they are wicked. They're
And
so
the
cool.
GT350R steering wheel with the red stripe to make sure I'm going straight.
Yes, yeah, at least you know which way.
At least I know wheels are straight in that position.
But it is quite like you say, it's pretty standard.
It's
inside.
standard,
It's not.
but it's comfortable. It's got everything I want in it.
Still got aircon as well.
Aircon, heated and cooled seats.
Really? Well, there's not much to talk about for the interior. It is pretty standard.
It's
to be
pretty
fair.
standard, pretty boring. But
Yeah. Big brakes on the rear.
And
Also,
again-
there's a baller exhaust. Did you say?
a full baller 3-inch exhaust system
Yeah.
to 4-inch tips. American racing headers, just to get the gases gone.
And now I did hear it fire up earlier, and it's loud as bleep this out, Stu.
Yes.
It is. Shall we have a little listen?
You want to have a
I
listen?
think we should do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does sound good. Have a listen to this. That's loud. So if the microphone is still in one piece on the camera, you will notice that it's loud. Very loud. But it sounds good though. It's got a nice bit of throaty in it.
Bit of throaty, a little bit of rasp on it, but it keeps that V8 burble.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
that.
what I wanted.
And it's not all choppy and like, you don't have to press loads of buttons when you get in, just start the key and that's it.
Press the button and away she goes.
Oh man. So, I think, you know, that being said, we've heard it, we've seen what it looks like, obviously. Let's see what it goes like, I suppose. Should we go out?
Let's have a go.
Let's have a go. It is bonkers, eh? Yes, mate.
Hello, mate.
How are you doing? So loud.
It's bonkers there.
That is absolutely nuts. Getting out of your place ain't too easy, is it? So it's got aftermarket clutch in it, presumably because the stock one's not going to take 1000 horsepower. But he said to me, it feels right. Is it like super heavy or is it alright?
No, it's I think if it has, it's got a twin plate clutch in it.
Right.
And obviously more surface area, and it just makes it a little bit softer, easier
it's
to
not
drive.
too grabby or anything.
No, a nice drive.
So, 1000 horsepower. I mean,
I reckon it's got more like 950.
but even then,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You're running and driving it like a factory car.
Splitting hairs, but yeah, you can cruise around 30 mile an hour.
No harnesses, no roll cage, no like. It's just. I still got aircon.
Still got air conditioning, radio works. This is a full street car, yeah.
Electric seats, which I'm making the most use of. Man. So I was saying new cars. Well, I was talking to you earlier, and you said, well, he is good, but it feels very controllable. So the level of threat isn't the same as what it is in an old car, you know.
I think the level of threat's still there. It just doesn't look very good on camera.
I was saying about the. I started asking her about the compression ratio and stuff like that, and how much boost can it take. But I mean, what are these 10 to 1, something like that?
11 to 1.
11 to 1. So you at MAP, you specialise in Mustangs or everything that's performance?
No, it's not Mustang performance, it's motorsport performance. So
Yeah, right,
we do
motorsport
everything, we get to see all sorts of fun stuff.
But it just happens that you've got a lot of. I mean, once you get a name for yourself doing stuff,
Yeah,
then
that's exactly what happens. You get a reputation in a community, and you see more of those cars. Yeah. So, we use HP tuners as a software platform to be able to fit all these ECUs.
Yeah. You find HP tuner software is it's perfectly capable for what this is.
Yeah. So HP tuners are, they basically build map packs. They build an interface for you to be able to communicate with the ECU. So it does everything that we need it to do. Anytime that I need any support, like they're available in the UK, I can ring up any time and Yeah, no, they're amazing.
I've heard they're good. I've heard they go. We deal with HP tuners obviously with the channel, and they're going to be tuning the Datsun as well. But this is the first time I've been involved with a car that HP tuners have had involvement with. So you'd be looking at the supercharger. So what would you say if someone brought it in and said, I want that on my car, I want my car to go like that, right ballpark cost wise?
16, 18 grand.
So the blower, exhaust, and labour and everything else.
That's going to give you all the power that you could ever use.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I'd encourage them on the front side to discuss suspension.
Yeah.
If they opted to, no, I just want power and that's fine, then the car will, within a few weeks, encourage them to talk about suspension.
And brakes, obviously, to go with,
Brakes, the stock brakes are alright. They'll stop it, yeah. They'll stop it perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's about stopping it time after time after time.
Yeah, and how they're going to put up with it, and the heat and that. No traction control in.
I switched it off. You don't get to enjoy it the same with traction control.
That woke up like that. I was expecting you have to rev it up a little bit to get somewhere.
PD blowers. I mean, you're into drag racing.
Yeah, I've never worked with Whipple, never.
That's not just Whipple, you've got Eaton.
Yeah. But what I mean is I've never had a car with one fitted, so I don't know what the response is like and how it works.
The response is instant, so the way that I describe it to customers when they ring me up, obviously we do centrifugal, we do turbo kits.
Yeah, Pro Charger or something.
This is good old-fashioned American muscle.
This is
so what it does is it takes your NA torque curve and it just multiplies it by 2. You put 40 PSI.
So I suppose, at a bar of pressure, you've got a 10 litre V8.
You've got a 10 litre V8, precisely that, and it acts like a 10 litre V8 as well.
That was instant.
Yeah.
So if it was your choice about this blower, a Pro Charger or turbocharging, and it was your car, what would you choose?
It depends what you're building.
Okay, yeah.
If you want a drag car, put the turbos on it.
Yeah.
Help you get off at line, you've got infinite power down the road. But for just like angry street between traffic lights.
Do you know, I was shocked that it hooked. Third gear, I thought, knowing how fast that was, how well it was accelerating in second, I thought that's definitely breaking loose in third. It didn't, it just hauled it. PS4s, aren't they?
PS4.
That is mental. I'm really surprised at that. It couldn't break it loose.
This is what I love about these, man. Is they'll hook into it.
For a driver, like,
driving.
They're not a huge car, are they? I mean, compared to a Hellcat or something.
No.
Shit, that big. Shocked at that. I mean, it goes well, but the fact it looks so controllable, and there's no drama with it either. I mean, I'd imagine if it gets out of shape, it's quite easy to dial it back in.
With the Torsons, you've got so much control. How
have we got to the stage where it's the best of all the worlds? You've got aircon, it's a hot day, you've got stereo.
It's mind-blowing. You go back 20 years, we'd be sat here now pouring.
Yeah, exactly. Plastic windows, forged engine, it's rattling when it's cold and all that sort of shit.
Sat at traffic lights,
exactly. Like multi-plate clutches, and you're like really. Well, my stuff's like that. It drives like shit, but it's really fast.
Looks good on camera though.
Well, yes, dramatic. I'll give it that. Yeah. Man, talk about a box ticker.
But you come off of a roundabout or whatever, you've got a box to tick.
Yeah.
And the steering wheel's straight.
The anchors on it are mental as well. Jesus. I'll just be sensible, and this is an opportunity I wasn't expecting to get, so I appreciate it, mate.
It's alright. So, modern traction control systems. Shut the throttle body to try and maintain traction.
So it's just gonna knock your gearbox. Feels all right actually. I thought it was going to be a bit notchy.
Got the stock shifter in it. He wants to put a sequential box in it.
There's the biting point. There we go. He's there. Right, you'll have to let us know where we're going to go.
Well, we'll go back onto the roundabout road.
Do you know what's weird? Having a car that feels as urgent as this, and I've got aircon blowing in my legs. It's just like nice and comfortable.
It's a bit like the newest car you've had on your channel.
It's the newest. I don't know, maybe. I mean, I've been in real high performance GTRs, and even they don't. Powerful ones, they don't have the urgency that this has. This is like
turbos, man.
Exactly, and they've got a dual clutch transmission, so they haven't got the urgency. You know, what you're doing with the clutch has a direct effect on what the car's doing, but you don't get that decision with a dual clutch car. You know, I know I moan about that all the time, but that is that is the case. Well, I didn't want to. It's not my car. I'm respecting it. I'm respecting it. But it does. It feels. Yeah. Well, I've said it 100 times. It feels. Well, it did the same in fourth that it did in third. So that's a good indication.
It doesn't care what power, what gear it's in. Not at all.
I can't believe how drivable it is. Do you know what the worst part about driving this car is? I want one now. That is the worst part about it, because I think, you know, we were saying on the way in this one, just around this one here. We were saying this morning, if I was going to get anything else, what else would I get? And I was thinking, there isn't anything that I would. I've got all the stuff that I could want, like all the things that I dreamed about having. I'm very lucky, and I've worked hard, and I've got those. But actually, driving this now, I think, you know, this does all the same stuff my Beamer does. Only it's interesting.
So yeah, it's got a foot in both worlds. It doesn't. It'll let you kill yourself if you want it to, whereas the newer ones won't. You've got too many electrics. You've got the. It's all port injected. So there's no direct port injection.
And the new ones are direct injection. Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's both.
So they put port injection in them to keep the valves clean. Is that right? I think that's what they used to.
Well, port injection is just the old way of doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I know they did that on the Volkswagen engine, the EA 888, whatever it is.
Yeah, obviously your Audis and what have you have massive problems with.
Yeah.
Because direct port, obviously, it's injecting direct into the cylinder. It doesn't wash the valve on the
valves,
way past. Yeah. But you can run them leaner.
I wasn't expecting. Well, first of all, thank you for letting me drive it. I wasn't expecting to be able to drive today. But the last thing I was expecting was to really like it. Honestly, well, you know, if you send any of our stuff, you'll know that like my heart is in the older stuff, which I get that they're not refined. But the reason I stick to more of that is because of the driver involvement. I haven't yet driven anything like this, and thought, do you know, I'd really like to have that. And this is the first one I've driven, and I thought, this does everything, and it's fun. Yeah, because you can have something that does everything. Yeah, exactly that. And that was one of the stipulations when I got the Beamer. I said to my missus, I was like, I just want something that the kids can get in it, and when I get in, if it's cold outside, I put the heated seat on, and my phone plays the music on it, and that's it. But then this does all that. Only I feel like I'm actually driving it, whereas the dual clutch BMW doesn't. Sorry, BMW and BMW owners, but I have to say, I do like driving this.
This is
Oh, you can feel that traction control fighting in it. Yeah, that is.
Clinging up for dear life.
Yeah, it's trying. So there you have it. If you want everyone to see you shitting yourself while you're driving a car, buy a yellow one. That is epic. And what I was just saying to, well, everyone since I got back, the best part about this is it doesn't just do one thing really, really well. It doesn't go really, really fast. It doesn't brake really, really well. The steering doesn't only feel really responsive and precise. It does all of them really, really well. And you can be in any gear, jump on the accelerator, and it just blows the tyres off, or doesn't. Because you can drive it. I've been driving in traffic for the last 20 minutes. I mean, I didn't expect to get in that car and think, do Do you know what? After 20 minutes, I fucking want one of them. And it is really, it's a tight, refined, nice car that still feels driver involved. It feels driver focused. It feels like it's got an actual manual handbrake. You do gears with your hand and your foot. It's just brilliant. Absolutely love it. So, if you want to see more of that, and I mean, that's going to take some beating. If you want to see more of what we got, like, share, subscribe. Thank you to HP Tuners, and thank you to everyone, Owen, MAP, and thank you to the owner of the vehicle as well. But thank you to everyone, thank you everyone, for helping us out and getting us here, because that was an experience I'm not going to forget. I fully enjoyed that. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, that's your lot.